Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Um, by now, you probably heard that Bobby Wagner has signed with the Rams on a 5-year, $50 million deal that could be worth as much as $65 million. Um, we know Bobby Wagner wanted to stay on the West Coast. He is from Los Angeles, and maybe that had a bit to do with it as well. Don't know for sure. We do know that Baltimore, of course, wanted him and made a better offer, allegedly, than the Rams did. Originally, we had heard $11 million for a 1 year deal is what he was looking for. It ends up being a 5 year, $10 million deal. Um, you don't know how much the guaranteed money is because this is the thing that you don't know for sure is how much is the money guaranteed on it. To say I'm disappointed, I am very disappointed because I understand. I understand. You know, you don't want to take a chance on having a big name free agent and losing money on it. This deal, I want you to think about something as we sit here, and $15 million does not sound like much on the salary cap, which is about middle of the pack right now, even though we do have another 10 that will be coming June 1st. Um, the thing that's bothersome is you take a look at the Rams, who just won the Super Bowl, were against the salary cap. They went into this deal with only $7 million of cap space. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, 5 years, Bobby Wagner probably is not going to be playing very well in 5 years. I get that. But I'm sure that this is probably like 25, like 2 or 3 years guaranteed on it, maybe 30 million. That would be my guess. And incentives being like, if you get to the Super Bowl, you play 75% of the snaps, things like that, that'll be incentives for you to deal. And you can work out deals. The thing is Stephen Jones wants to treat us like we're stupid and we don't understand the dynamics of it. Because when you hear big numbers aren't necessarily what you understand. Because like people will go through and say, well, Dak took the bag of money. That's why we couldn't afford Bobby Wagner. Quite frankly, the Dallas Cowboys are spending this year as much money on Dak Prescott being here as they are for guys that they just got rid of. I want you to think about that for a second. $18 million of this year's salary cap of that $208 million is going to 6.8 to Jalen Smith. That 5 million is going to Lyle Collins. Another 6 million is going to Amari Cooper. And quite frankly, if the Cowboys really wanted to, they could have restructured Amari Cooper's deal, kicked that money down the road where the salary cap's going to grow up, and literally paid him on this year's cap $6 million. That's what the Browns did. They restructured his agreement. We're paying more money for Amari Cooper not to be here than the Browns are paying this year for him to be there. Let that sink in for a second. So the Cowboys, I can't wait to see the final number on it. I bet you that the cap hit for this year for Bobby Wagner is about $3 or $4 million. But hypothetically, let's just dig into a little bit deeper on this because this is kind of crazy to me. Dalton Schultz is franchise tag right now at $10.8 million. So the Rams get Bobby Wagner for less money than it costs for Dalton Schultz. $6.8 million is going to the mistake that you paid, are still making for Jalen Smith. You paid Jalen Smith $9.8 million, but you couldn't go to 10 for Bobby Wagner? You couldn't go to 10 for Bobby Wagner. Or I couldn't say, you wouldn't look at the money you spent for Jalen Smith and say another $3 million. That's too much. What's going to happen is, of course, as the Cowboys, which have lost Amari Cooper, lost Cedric Wilson, and probably will have Michael Gallup either not there or not completely there, healed for half of the season, is you've handicapped the team. You've handicapped the offense. And what'll happen is, as you know, other teams have gone through, and you look at, you know, teams that have a lot of great players and are trying to add more players. Stephen Jones overvalues his own guys. In his mind, having Van Der Esch is the same as having Bobby Wagner. When he's asked about a guy like Tyler Badish, oh, he works hard. You know, he works hard. Okay, you know, I work hard too. I literally, you know, people talk about me. I always look like I'm covered with dust and everything else, and working with wood, and like you know, a 300-pound fat ass dude, this, that, and the other. It's because I work hard, and I don't have enough hours in the day, so I have to double up and multitask. So, you know, I'm here working on this because I am a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan that is going to see his quarterback this weekend and is working hard to do something for more than just myself. Working on raising funds, stand up to cancer, faith, fight, finish. So that way when I see my quarterback and I can give him this and I can get one of these signed for one of you guys out there, it's because I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. A diehard Dallas Cowboy fan that knows that we didn't lose our first 3 Super Bowls. We lost to the Colts. We beat Miami. We lost to the Steelers. Then we beat Denver. But just saying. Be that as it may, Stephen Jones thinks that we are stupid and that there's no money to sign people, yet everybody is signing people all over the place. And so, I'll be right there, honey. Just give me one more second to finish. That we are literally signing people all over the place on other teams. The Cowboys, and in some regard, I will give them credit because at least we're bringing back some of the same guys from last year that should be able to take another step. At least they're familiar with the system. But what you have to understand, Stephen, is you must supplement those good players that you have with a little extra to get you over the hump. Because that's the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. We can take care of business in our own division if we're healthy. But when it comes crunch time, when it becomes the field is shorter because the weather is cold and you must be able to run the football, and we don't have the horses, we don't have that extra player that's ready to step in to fill the role when you lose some other ones, that's why we end up losing. And then what's going to happen is, come August, they're going to talk about all the talent the Dallas Cowboys have, the great offensive line and the weapons and everything else. They're a Super Bowl contender, and we're going to believe them, but we're not going to remember back from this time when we had opportunities to make the team better. Because, you know, Stephen Jones is right. We have good players. The problem is good players aren't enough to win the Super Bowl. You need some great ones there, too. So we can expect the worst and hope for the best. And that's all we can do is being Cowboy fans. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I'll catch you later.